Very good. So we're working on back attacks this week. Just let's have you come in right here, please. All right. So we've obtained the back position here. So the first thing I want to do when I obtain my back position is get to my seatbelt grip, my over the shoulder, under the shoulder. Now it's an important detail when we grab our seatbelt grip here is we want to try to always grab our choking hand. Meaning the hand that's over the shoulder is the hand that I'm going to worry that the hand that's going to be choking. If I do it the opposite way, so let's talk about it this way first. So I'm grabbing my choking hand. So as I come up, Chelsea's going to go to block here, and she's blocking. I can still release and go. Look at the difference now. If I end up grabbing my other hand and letting my choking hand free, go ahead and block. 2 hands, please. 2 hands right over the top. There you go. Grab a hold of my hand. Grab a hold of my hand.
Oh.
There you over the top. Yes, like you're gonna peel it. There you go. Good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So now when I go to grab, she's got a hold of my choking hand, so it makes it a lot more difficult. Versus if I'm grabbing my choking hand, go ahead. She goes to protect. Now my hand that's underneath is the one that she's grabbing, and I can feed through. So and I am a big proponent of trying to set things up so that you can actually finish any sort of attack with little to no effort. I'm not a big fan of like trying to blow my wad while I'm trying to choke somebody out. Like I'm squeezing everything as tight as I can, and I'm sweating and I'm out of breath. And then what happens if they get out? What happens if they don't tap and my arms burn out or my legs burn out or whatever burns out? Then I'm going to have problems because now all of a sudden I got somebody that's probably in a dominant position because if they were able to get out of the choke, in all likelihood, they were able to escape not only the choke itself, but also the position. Because usually escaping the choke has to do with escaping the submission. Not all the time, but a good majority of the time. And so once they're actually out, now all of a sudden I got somebody who's really upset because I tried to choke them, not like throwing upset, but just like, hey, you tried to choke me, now it's my turn to try to choke you. So now all of a sudden I got to try to fight somebody off when my arms are burned out or my legs are burned out, and I got to try to defend myself and then try to mount an offense again. So whenever you try to take a submission, try to do it with control. Try to do it with like only 20-30% of your strength at most. And that's a practice, just like everything else. But let's get back to it here. So I have my over-under grip. I'm gripping my my choking hand. From here, what I'm going to do is the hand that's grabbing my seatbelt, I'm going to switch to the lapel here, and I'm going to pull the lapel taut. Once I pull the lapel taut, I now have a nice free line of attack to get my hand in nice and deep. Now, when you practice this, do be careful of not pinching your partner's neck skin. It can be really uncomfortable, so just be aware that you could pinch your partner's neck skin and try to avoid it. From here, I'm going to just go for my straight lapel choke attack. Now, this hand I have a couple of different options for. This hand I have a couple of different options I can do. So to finish my choke, this elbow comes over her shoulder, and now I'm going to pull down and away, and I get my tap. This hand I can hold here to make it more difficult for her to use this arm. I can grab a hold here and make it try to trap this arm so that she has a hard time using it, or I can try to get to here. Now if I get to here, I'm in a really good shape. This is a really bad position for her. It is now my 2 hands against her 1 hand. I am probably going to win this battle 90% of the time, if not more. But from here, pulling it nice and taut, feeding my hand in. Now when I feed my hand into the neck here, once again, I want to be aware of my partner's neck skin. Neck skin is what I'm saying. But once I get my hand in here, I want to go deep. Now, when I say deep, I'm about even with I'm right about even with the top of the shoulder here. My hand is on the top of her shoulder. My index finger is right about at my ring finger here. So from this position here, I'm pulling my elbow back and then down towards my hip, and I get my tap. So a lot of times when you do this, when you first do this, and I was guilty of this as well, is I pull like this. I'm pulling my elbow back away. The thing is that I can still choke her like this, but I'm giving her a route of escape. If she brings her hands up and grabs a hold of my outside of my elbow and pops her head out, there you go, and that's it. So whenever we get any sort of chokes, we want whenever we're sinking in some sort of choke, a lot of times when you first start, your elbow comes up really high and you're like pulling away. Try bringing your elbow down and away. Try bringing it down and away. And that way, even if you can't pull hard enough, so like if I pull right here, I can't quite finish Chelsea, I can flare my wrist. So I'm pulling, I can't get it, I flare my wrist, and I get my tap. So there's a multitude of ways of finishing this, but those are some of the little small details that I really like about this choke. I used to do this choke a lot. I still do it quite a bit, but nowhere near to what I used to do as a blue belt and purple belt. It was one of my favorite chokes to do, just that single lapel. So I'm going to scoot down just a little bit to make Chelsea's life a little easier here. So from right here, she feeds the lapel, grabs the hold, goes nice and deep on the choke there. Very good. Strong grip. She pulls her elbow up over my shoulder and then pulls down and away. Very good. Let's try the other side. Good. Flare your wrist. Flare your wrist. Good. Nice. Very nice. Good. Excellent. Very nice. So next one we're going to be doing is our modified Ezekiel from the back. The thing that I like about this is that it's basically kind of like the same choke with adding my second arm in. So once again, I have my seatbelt grip here. I'm staying nice and tight to my partner. I'm trying to focus on keeping my chest sealed to her back. I need as much space as possible, or excuse me, as tight as I can be on my partner here. If I have space, anytime we're in a dominant position, space is our enemy, and having the back is definitely a dominant position. So we don't want to give it away. We want to make sure when we get here that we're able to finish with a high level of success. So from here, I'm going to do my same setup. So I have my seatbelt grip. I have my seatbelt grip. I grab a hold of my partner's lapel. I feed my thumb in right here. And now right here, she's going to grab two hands on this wrist. Good. Nice. And pin your elbows down to your abdomen. Perfect. So now when I go for my choke, it's really hard for me to finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my second hand in here. So what I need to do is I need to get my hand up here, and now I'm just like the Ezekiel choke we did a week or two ago. We can either use our fist or our knife blade here. From right here, I'm using my knife blade. I extend my arms, and I get my tap. Or I can use my fist. Remember, if you're using the fist, you're going to end up ticking off your partner, so make sure you have it with somebody that you're friends with. From here, I push in, and I get my tap. So I can also, if I can get my hand all the way through and go behind her neck here. Once I go behind her neck, now it's really bad. Now I got to do is just extend both my arms, and I get my tap. So three ideas of how to deal with this. Idea number one is just to go right here on the side of her neck. I'm pulling my elbow through and I'm pushing her neck towards my hand. My second option is my fist. Once again, pushing my fist in and pulling the elbow far and away. Or my last option is if I can get super deep here, this is really bad for this person, I then extend both my arms and I get my tap. So 3 different ways to handle the same choke. It's a modified Ezekiel choke from the back. Let's give Chelsea an opportunity to hit it here. Extend. Yep. Good. Go ahead. And one more time, you're going to bring your hand all the way through. There you go. Good. Go ahead. Very nice. Excellent. And that's it. So we have our single lapel choke and then our modified Ezekiel choke from the back. We're going to be doing more back attacks all week, so please make sure you tune in. We are here Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock Pacific. On Friday, we are here at 2 o'clock Pacific. If you would like to join our live chat, you are more than welcome. We have a Discord set up, so if you want to practice the technique and have me take a look at it, I'm more than happy to stick around and give you my 2 cents on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. It really helps us out, and we really do want your feedback. Please tell us what works for you, what you guys want to see in these videos. We really, really, really want to hear from you guys because we're doing this for you. Please follow. Sorry.
Go.
Sorry.
I thought you were close.
I almost done. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Heart and Soul BJJ. We are here Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. Doing Jiu-Jitsu. Fridays at 2 p.m. And I teach yoga on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday at noon, all that specific daylight time. Discord chat, like you said, the link is in the bio. And to all of you guys out there who are essential workers right now, thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate all of you, especially during this really chaotic time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us today. Let's call it. Oos.